All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Art in Life. My name is Ep127 Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm going to talk about creations that last after your time on this earth. It sounds dark, but it's not. You know, as an artist, one thing you want to do is the immortality. The real immortality we have is in what we create, right? So for me, it's Cards of Assassins, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, all the cool Marvel characters from X-Men to Avengers, from DC. Of Justice League and all these different characters. But, it's important to create something that lives past your time. So before we get into this podcast, I want to thank our sponsors. This Sounds Visual podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. At A4 Capital Consulting, take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. I'm going to make it short. They are coming with a podcast soon, so get ready for something really awesome. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadale Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. And Anadale Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details. Yes, AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, you got to get your custom orthotics. Nothing like having custom orthotics in your feet. And of course, as you know, my Patas footwear line, all I wear is custom orthotics. I don't wear generic brands because I've tried it. It hurt like hell. I was like, I got to switch something that's better for my feet. And no better place to get them than AnadaleCenter.com. So make your appointment today and get that feet checked out, y'all. So, y'all, let's get this podcast, man. I want to talk about time tracks. And what I want to focus on when you create something that's immortal, that lasts forever, man. And there's things I want to focus on. Creation, the effect, it living in pop culture, and the time, after your time. It's like a lot of artists, and I've said this before in previous episodes, some artists are just artists. All they do is just draw what somebody else creates. But some people are creators. Like I had episodes of creators of art, guys like Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, myself, Jim Lee, Greg Wiseman, Kevin Eastland, just to name a few, Dwayne McDuffie. When people create stuff, creation is like, you have to create something that's going to last beyond your time. And to me, it's important. Like when I first started, perfect example is always using my Cards of Assassins universe, right? Like, for example, you can see this logo on my sweater, which is available on SoundVision.com. It's the classic Cards of Assassins characters, right? Which is the same thing on this book right here. When I started this, I had no idea I'd be coming this far. I just wanted my own characters, man, because after a while, I got tired of drawing Iron Man, Batman, Black Panther, Blade, just Techno Man or whatever. I just like, this is getting really corny. I want to do something on my own, so I created my own characters, man. 2009, I started that journey. 2012, I finished that journey. October 19th, 2012, I went and printed my first. I only had $65 left. I was like, you know what? This remaining $65 is about to print this poster. And I knew I was going to have no money, but I didn't care. And I'm so glad I spent the money on printing that poster, because I remember getting to the FedEx office and the gentleman told me it was like $65 and something cents. And I was like, oh God, sir, I only have $65. It's like, man, get over here and print this poster. And so I think about that all the time and how far I've come. I mean, this is where this started. Look at these characters now. And then I got to this version, right? And then I got to this version. And now I've even got a better version, because the new Cards of Assassins coming through. The first official one is coming out. You have to like take ambition in what you're doing. Like, for example, another example of creation, X-Men. God, I love X-Men. I think of all the X-Men, of all the comic series ever created, X-Men is being my favorite. Like, a lot of y'all don't have this right. This is a limited edition. This is something my brother got me because he knew I was a super nerd. This talks about every character in the X-Men universe. Wolverine, of course, being on the cover. Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? They created this awesome universe. And this book basically focuses on all the characters in the X-Men universe. I mean, when you create something, it's got to outlast a lot of time. Like, look at that. Iceman, one of the cool characters in the X-Men universe. It's not about, like, I've started to realize the more I do my Cards of Assassin stuff, the more this thing's going to outlive me, like God knows how many years. In the year 3099, they're going to be talking about, hey, Ep127 Jr. created the Cards of Assassin universe. That's one of the sickest universe ever created. George Lucas, Star Wars. I mean, I can't stress enough the importance of immortality and loving what you create. Archangel from X-Men, that's another cool character. You know what I mean? Beast, another cool character. You know what I mean? Trying to find who else I can find up in here. No, I'm not looking at that. That's boring. Let's see here. I mean, X-Men, by far, one of the greatest comic series ever. I don't know, man. I find it hard to make any other comic series better than X-Men, because X-Men was popping in the 90s. It was incredible. But one of the things I really loved about X-Men is the Age of Apocalypse. Man, that was a crazy, crazy great era. So this is the first official ever Weapon X issue from Age of Apocalypse. Sick as hell. Yes, I put it in the sleeve. I gotta protect it, man. And then this is the last issue of the Weapon X series. I mean, and I get everything else in between. But man, as you know, Wolverine was my favorite X-Men, is my favorite X-Men. I remember reading this as a kid. I still have it. Yeah, for a lot of y'all, this comic book is probably over 18 years old. I've had this since I was a kid. I've had it for a while. And then this, the Age of Apocalypse, Chosen and the Forgotten. And the cool thing about this book is that it taught me a lot when I started creating my own characters. So Age of Apocalypse, and what this premise of this comic right here is, Apocalypse decides who's going to be chosen in this universe and who's not going to be chosen. I remember reading this like, this is the sickest thing I've ever read. So you got Magneto, Rogue right there, X-Man, just to name a few, Cyclops again, Havoc, Mr. Sinister. I mean, this X-Men Age of Apocalypse series is probably the greatest comic series I've ever read in my life. And I've read a lot of comic series. Even better than Marvel vs. DC, the 4-issue deal. I think it's better than that because it had such a vast universe, from Wolverine's universe to Magneto's universe to Gambit and the Externals, the High Council, of course Quicksilver right here. You know what I mean? You got Storm right here. God, this Age of Apocalypse stuff was no joke, man. I mean, this really inspired me. North Star and Aurora, Beast. Let me see. You know I got to get to Weapon X. The 4 Horsemen, the real 4 Horsemen, not like the one in the X-Men movie, because that was a terrible idea. You know what I'm saying? God. Nightcrawler, Mystique, the High Council. Apocalypse wants to squash them. And of course, come on, man. Weapon X and Jean Grey, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get to Gambit and the Externals, Colossus. Let me see who else here. Shoot. Angel, he got his wings back in the Age of Apocalypse. Then, of course, you got Sabretooth and Wildchild, Bishop, the Time Traveler, you know what I'm saying? And of course, Xavier. I mean, this comic series was all that and 12 bags of chips. And yes, I'm going to show y'all so y'all can see it, because I know I always keep it protected. But I'm going to take it out of this sleeve today and let y'all see it. You know what I mean? X-Men, Wolverine, the first issue, Weapon X. This is, oh God, this is so cool. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it, man. And basically the purpose of this comic was like, Wolverine and Weapon X and Jean Grey were going to infiltrate one of Apocalypse's strongholds. And guess who comes across them? Havoc. And he catches a beatdown. You know what I mean? But Age of Apocalypse, man. And then let me show you the last issue of the Weapon X issue. So this is the back page. Basically, in this issue, this is the last issue till everybody in the X-Men series, the entire Age of Apocalypse series, goes to fight Apocalypse. And this is Wolverine like, okay, we're about to go meet this dude, man. I mean, it's just... It's one of the sickest. This is Emma Frost, Gateway, who could teleport everybody, basically teleporting everybody in high school. I mean, the High Council. I mean, this series, man, if you don't have this comic series, I don't even know where you can find this. And I wish I had X-Men Omega with me. Now, that's a shame right there. X-Men Omega is the culmination of everything in the Age of Apocalypse series. That comic series was just so sick, man. This is what I mean by creation. When you create stuff that just gonna live forever. You can't, it's not enough to just create something. You have to make it become immortal, man. That's what I mean by creation. Next up, effect. How does it affect the whole world and then it joins itself into pop culture? Something that's I'm going to talk about next. Effect is like, I know for me, my characters, right, as a kid growing up, I felt there was a lack of representation. So I said, you know what, I'm going to create my own character. I'm not the type to whine about what isn't being shown. How about I just go do something? So what did I do? I went to school. Even after getting my bachelor's degree, which really didn't do anything for me, I decided to go to school specifically to focus on what I wanted to do, which was actually be able to do art that could create comics and the comics that could lead to animation. You know what I'm saying? So I go to school, Long Beach City College, Orange Coast College specifically. Those schools are amazing. And I meet my mentor, Larry White, who teaches me everything about drawing. Like, I used to think I had talent till I met Larry White. Then I realized my talent could actually become something great. And he taught me everything about being able to use the different drawing techniques, shading, lighting, shadow, character creation, center of a character. I mean, just the effect of this, and I realized the effect is having. What it's affecting is really me creating a whole universe. Cartoon Assassin, an entire universe, different from Marvel, different from DC, different from any other stuff. I was just telling myself, like, look, when I make this great, it's gonna change the world. My goal was the way I saw my characters was like, these guys gonna change the world, just like Star Wars, just like X-Men, just like Avengers, just like Blade, just like any other character things that I grew up on. I was just like, yo, dude. I mean, one of the things a lot of people never talk about is the history, the Age of Apocalypse. This comic series changed a lot of stuff. I mean, I know people don't read comics as much as they used to, but man, when this was popping, it was popping. Age of Apocalypse is probably the greatest comic series ever created. I mean, the effect, when you create something, whatever you create has to affect the world and change it where it used to go one way, now it's going a different way. Or it's pulling it up even more. And I feel like for me, Cardiac Assassin is going to take the universe to a whole different spectrum. I mean, look at this. Issue 1, second version, third version. I mean, and then I got the new Cardiac Assassin comic series coming out. These characters don't look anything like what they look like now. Completely different, man. You know what I mean? What's the effect? How's it going to change the world? That to me is the effect. It's pointless for your characters, for you to create a universe that isn't going to change how animation, comics, or just general creation is seen. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been at art shows and people like want me to have these deep conversations about my characters. And I remember when I was here with these characters, this version, they gave me no kind of time. And then when I got to this, it was like, But then when I got to this version, version 5, that's when people start to show my characters love. Because I had them dead in the center at the comic expos. And I was like, at the expos, I started to realize, how long do I want to do these expos for? Because I remember during the pandemic, you couldn't go to a comic expo. And that was when I really grew myself. And that's when I realized the growth of social media. I started to use it. I started to see the platform grow bigger and bigger. I started to have more followers. I could actually interact with people, meet more people. I didn't have to go to a show to go get a setup. I don't have to go to Comic-Con, WonderCon, LA Comic-Con, or any other Comic-Con you can think of. I don't really need those anymore. My platform is my social media platform. So my YouTube channel, to my Facebook page, to my Instagram, to my Twitter, to my TikTok. TikTok really changed stuff for me. Like, I literally will post something, people will see it, it tells them what website to go to, and they go to it. And either you're buying or you're not buying. That's the effect right there. Like, I have no fear of, I don't need to go to a comic expo to promote myself anymore. I guess I outgrew it, and I only go now is just because I want to go, not because I have to go. A lot of artists have to go because they have nowhere else to go. And now it leads to what I was talking about. Pop culture. Pop culture is important. Pop culture is everything, from cell phones to comics to TV to animation. All these comics that I've been showing y'all, whether it's Age of Apocalypse or whether it's X-Men. Like, I love me some X-Men. God, I got so many X-Men. This is not even all the X-Men that I have. I used to have like 100+ comics. I don't know where they are. Captain America. You know what I mean? I can't. And then, of course, can't forget this X-Men special issue. I've drawn from this I don't know how many times. This helped me when I was creating the Cardiac Assassin comic book right here. You know what I mean? My X-Men series has really helped me a lot with the Cardiac Assassin universe. And so pop culture, X-Men, now you lead some movies, animation. You know what I mean? How many movies have we seen that's based on comic series that we used to read as kids? I mean, yeah, I keep my stuff in the plastic sleeve. Yeah, yo, I'm not playing. I have to protect my comics. This is no game. Let me put this back the way it should be. You know what I mean? I don't play. The X-Men series, God. Even though the X-Men movies were not as good as the Avengers movies, the X-Men comic series is probably the greatest comic series ever. Yes, I know there's Watchmen and there's some Spider-Man stuff, but I'm sorry. Nothing touches X-Men. Nothing is ever going to touch X-Men to me. And you know what I mean? And the thing is, there's other characters too, like in pop culture. For example, let's take Street Fighter stuff. Blade, you know what I'm saying? Iron Man. You know, you got Black Panther here, Wolverine. Let me see if I can find Techno Man. Of course, Batman. And Green Lantern. Yeah, I mean, this is all part of pop culture stuff. Like, you know, I can't. Let me go find Techno Man, because I want to show y'all Techno Man. Techno Man is also important. Even though I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but Techno Man is, man, all that. Let me see if I can find this Joker. Hold up, y'all. I'm looking for Techno Man. Here we go. Techno Man. A lot of people don't remember that stuff. Ronin Warriors, Thundercats. God, the list is endless. Ronin Warriors right behind me. Y'all can see right there. Look, that's Ronin Warriors right there. You know what I mean? It's just, or you know what I'm saying? Or Dragon Ball Z. Those are all part of pop culture stuff. You know what I mean? Even Turtles, man. How can I forget Turtles? Shoot. Look at this. And even looking at my characters, right? My characters. Cardiac Assassins, pop culture. Pop culture is art has always been the mainstream of pop culture. Art and music. Art is the visual. Music is the sound, is what you hear. Art is just incredible, man. I mean, when I think about where I started from, pop culture right here. I go to the shows now, people are like showing my characters mad love. And I started to realize if I wait long enough, and if I do this long enough, I'll get big and become a legend like Stan Lee, like Jack Kirby, like all these other legends that I'm always talking about, man, assassins. And then, of course, can't forget the Turtles, man. I mean, what's Thundercats, which I'm going to show y'all later. You know what I mean? Pop culture. Turtles. Can't forget Turtles, man. This is all part of pop culture right here. Turtles has been around since 1987. I remember meeting Kevin Eastland. This guy showed me nothing but love, gave me great advice. I was just so inspired by his words. He didn't have to do that, man, but he did. I even met the creator of Deadpool. He did the same thing for me. He gave me 15 minutes of awesome advice, and I took that awesome advice. Literally told me to put everything I do on social media, on all the platforms, and I just went wildfire. I just started doing it, and I started seeing it work. I mean, pop culture is like important. Gargoyles. This is all part of pop culture right here. Iron Man. You know what I mean? Animation, man, to me is the biggest thing in pop culture. I love me cartoons. And not to mention the movies. Voltron. That's a part of pop culture. That's been around since forever. Brave Star. Part of pop culture since the 80s, man. A lot of people that know animation know Brave Star. This is what I mean by pop culture. Of course, X-Men, the animated series. To me, as far as I'm concerned, top 5 animated series of all time. You know what I'm saying? Gargoyles, top 5 animated series of all time. You know what I mean? What else I got here, man? Batman. Anything Batman. Year One. Dark Knight series. Animated from the 1992s. But I brought this one so you can just have a representation of Batman. Because what's pop culture without Batman? God. Anything you create, if it's that great, it's going to funnel itself into pop culture. And I know the Cards of Assassin universe is going to get into the pop culture. It's already there. I have people on my different social media platforms, which is the way things spread now. I don't care. You can fight it all you want. You want to sit there and do library stuff. You want to sit to go convention stuff. I'm sorry. That's not the way it works anymore. Social media is where it's at. You either join the party or get forgotten by the party. You know what I mean? Thundercats, of course. Can't forget Thundercats. Are you kidding me? Lion-O, Panthro, Chitara, Wily Cat, Tigra, Jaga, Mamra, the mutants. I mean, look at this, man. I grew up on this, man. I still watch this. I'm still watching this on Hulu. That's when you know something is of great value to pop culture. Panthro and Tigra, Lion-O and Chitara. You know what I'm saying? Wily Cat, Snuff. Thundercats, man. Oh my God. All that in bag of chips. Then, of course, Avengers. Psh. Even though this is a movie, Ultimate Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers Assemble. You know what I'm saying? This is Ultimate Avengers 1, Ultimate Avengers 2. You know what I'm saying? This one has Black Panther in it. You know what I mean? Avengers, the movies alone in the Avengers have just changed the game completely. Of course, Blade is the reason why the whole thing started. You know what I mean? But Avengers movies have taken it to another level, man. God. Avengers whoop Justice League so bad, it's not even funny. It's just terrible. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how Justice League even did what it did. Justice League right here. Even though this was created by Dwayne McDuffie, James Tucker, and Bruce Trim, I love this. And all the other creators that were on this. Josh Santos, director of various episodes. Yo, this universe right here, man, all that in a bag of chips. I don't know how is it that Justice League didn't take this animated series, which is part of pop culture. I know it's over. This is over in 2003, so it's going on 15 years plus now, maybe even 18 years now that Justice League has been done. Dude, whether it was Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, both were great series. This is part of pop culture forever. Movies, I guess if they ever do future Justice League movies, maybe they're going to get it right, because a lot of us fans were so disappointed. I remember somebody telling me, don't go watch Justice League. I was like, I'm watching it. And I wish I hadn't went and watched it, because I was so bummed out. Then, of course, can't forget Defenders of the Earth. This is another great one. This from the 1980s, y'all. I know there's still all these fans. Exo Squad, Ronin Warriors, Transformers. There's so many pop culture stuff that matters. You know what I mean? It's just incredible. Like this right here, I can't stress enough the importance of Defenders. Was a great cartoon. Basically, the premise was Flash Gordon, Phantom, Lothar, Mandrake. They had four kids. They were defending the Earth with these amazing spaceships, finding Ming the Merciless. Yeah, and this is Ming the Merciless on the back. That's pop culture, man. I mean, dude, I can't stress the importance of animation, movies, video games, arcade games. Let me see if I can find Transformers. I might be able to find Transformers, because what's pop culture without Transformers? Let me look up in here, y'all. Power Rangers. What am I talking about? This is part of pop culture right here. Power Rangers. Are you kidding me? This is what I mean by anything you create, man. This is timeless. Power Rangers been going for 30 years. I think the only thing going longer than Power Rangers is probably Simpsons. That's it, man. I mean, that's been around for a minute. Star Wars. Can't forget Star Wars. Darth Vader. Probably the greatest villain ever created. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find Optimus Prime. Oh yeah, Transformers. Here we go. You know what I mean? That's pop culture. And if you talk about pop culture, Black Lightning, right? Because if you wasn't having those anime series, the successful Black Lightning TV series that was around, we'd have never seen it. You know what I mean? So that's pop culture. And then finally, the last time I'm talking about, time. Whatever you create has to outlive you. That's just a straight fact. All these legends, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, I'm trying to think. Anybody that you ever watch, especially specifically the ones that have passed away, the stuff they've created has outlived them. Jules Bass, Arthur Rankin Jr., those Thundercats right there. Anything you create has to outlast you. Like College of Assassins is gonna outlast me by millions of years. The year is gonna be 4099, and we're in 2023, and they're gonna be talking about College of Assassins. Like, I'm not afraid of that. Like, I welcome that to be that timeless, to have created something so great. Like, I think that's what really led to me creating my characters, man. Like, when I started here, then I decided to, when I started here, which was the version 1, then I got to this version, then I got to this version. And I realized when I got here, yo, I'm about to become immortal. I didn't realize how cool my characters were till I was at a show one day, and one of my fans now, Ahmad Williams, came up to my table and just, he had me talking about this thing for 4 hours. I was just like blown away about the amount of time people actually wanted to listen to me talking about these characters. And as I went to different subsequent shows, my characters were taking #1 in sales. I couldn't even get people to pay attention to them. But I remember specifically my last shows every show I've been to, my characters have come in #1 in sales. And that only happens when you've created something that people start to realize this thing right here is going to be timeless. Like Thundercats, like X-Men, like Gargoyles, like Avengers. College of Assassins is going to be timeless. X-Men, Marvel, all this different stuff that I've shown y'all, that's all timeless stuff right here. You don't get to that kind of thing unless you created something great. Like, I just realized that if you want to be immortal, your immortality is in your creation, is in your name. Make good use of it. Do the right things with it. Pursue your dreams. Don't be afraid. And yes, some assembly is required. You're going to have to start from scratch. You're going to have to fail. You're going to have to fall. I still do that every single day. Like, I'm not where I want to be. I still work a job that I don't like, but I do it because of what I need to do. I've driven Uber. I've driven Lyft. I've worked at Amazon. I've worked at Walmart. I've worked at Walgreens. I've done jobs that I've completely despised, all just to get me to get this dream up. Even today, every day is a challenge, man. I wake up every morning. What am I going to do? How am I going to get there? Because I don't have everything I have, but I have a lot. And I'm grateful to the universe where I am. So, yo, time. Create something that's timeless. Use time to help yourself. Don't be in a rush. It's just, your immortality comes in your creation, man. Like I said before, the year's going to be 4099. People are going to be talking about College of Assassins created by Adewale Booker Jr. They're going to be talking about X-Men, Mark Stan Lee. They're going to talk about Gargoyles, Greg Weisman. And of course, Larry Houston was the producer of X-Men. First 3 seasons anyway. Brave Star, Lou Sherman, you know what I'm saying? Batman, Bob Kane, Bill Finger, you know what I'm saying? Thundercats, Jules Bass, Arthur Rankin Jr. They're going to talk about that, man. Avengers, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and all the other creators were on it. Justice League, you know what I'm saying? This animated series specifically, you know what I'm saying? Dwayne McDuffie, the late great Dwayne McDuffie, James Tucker, Bruce Trim. Batman the animated series, Bruce Trim. You know what I mean? It's just what it's gonna be. And that's time right there. You want to be timeless in your creations, man. So y'all, that's my show for today. Time Trax. I think a lot of artists, a lot of us, I know we have fears, but yo, don't let your fear stop you from creating something that's gonna make you become immortal. Yo, whatever you have right now that you're drawing, draw it. Put it on a platform. There's too much avenues. There's too many free platforms now for us artists to get out now. Like, you don't need a big old studio to let you do what you want to do. Go do it yourself. Take the courage, have the courage, and create something immortal. So that's my saying for today. That's my podcast for today. But before we get up out of here, got to show you some of the cool new stuff we got. You know what I mean? We got the summer coming. But, ladies, we got these awesome wedge batas. I'm very proud of these. I've had a lot of ladies tell me they're pretty cool. Taking art and putting it on shoes. That's always been my thing, but I found different ways, different types of shoes. These are custom Batas wedges. They are sick as hell. You can see this is a platinum version, right? As you can see, the art's all over the place. I don't play. As you know, I'm going to make you're going to get your bang for your buck, man. So ladies, wedge Batas on soundvision.com. And then also, too, can't forget, we got t-shirts. And I never want to forget this. T-shirts. Blade t-shirt. Yeah, this is a sick old t-shirt right here. Let me back up so y'all can see it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a 360 so y'all can see it. Available on different colors. You know what I mean? We got them for different characters. But Blade, whether it's Avengers, whether it's Batman, whether it's anything on my banner, College of Assassin characters, we got available on t-shirts. And just so you know, I know a lot of people, I'm going to take this off so y'all can see another character I got. We got All-Star t-shirt right here. A lot of y'all, if y'all are anything like me, you love having a bunch of characters on one shirt. If you're anything like me, well, guess what? This one's an All-Star t-shirt. As you can see, it's got Iron Man, Batman, Cards of Assassins, Turtles, Blade, Captain America, Techno Man, Ryu, Wonder Woman. And then if you flip it on this on the back, you got Storm, Voltron, Flash, Hulk, Captain America again, Captain Marvel, Assassins characters from the Cards of Assassins universe, Green Lantern, John Stewart, Voltron, Thundercats, you know what I mean? Gambit from the X-Men, Wolverine, you know what I mean? It's just, I love just t-shirts in general. So the summer's coming, so you got to go get your t-shirt, man. Then of course, can't forget the ladies, right? We got the ladies tees. We got Storm right here, custom, limited edition t-shirt. But I got it with multiple characters, man. Whether it's Storm, ladies from the Cards of Assassin universe, Escalade, Artillery, Sincere, Kanji, Snipes, Enigma, Mirage, you name it. You know what I'm saying? But you can get different characters too. Wonder Woman, Vixen, Hawk Girl, Captain Marvel, Black Widow. I got so many women's t-shirts, man. And we got them in long sleeves and short sleeves. You know what I'm saying? So ladies, visit soundvision.com. This is what we're doing over here, man. You know what I mean? So y'all, that's our show for today. You know what I'm saying? But I want to thank y'all for listening. But before we get up out of here, I want to thank our sponsors. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And before I get up out of here, as always, I got to talk about the Cards of Assassins bio book, because this book is going to lead to the first official Cards of Assassins comic book. Yes, something I'm very proud of. I didn't even ever think I'd ever actually create a comic book, let alone pursue my own animation series, which is something I'm working on right now. I'm working on an awesome new cartoon intro, Cards of Assassins animation intro. I am loving it. And this is what happens when you kind of self-teach yourself. You're not depending on externals to pull you ahead. Always depend on yourself. You can't always count on others to pull you forward. You're going to struggle. I struggle every day as I'm always trying to build myself up. It's a very difficult task to pursue a dream, but I pull myself up. And if I didn't pull myself up, I wouldn't have created these awesome characters. So you got to get this book right here, because what's going to tell you about the characters in Cards of Assassin universe, so you can be ready for the first official Cards of Assassin comic book. So this book right here tells you about the characters, height, weight, where they're from, all that good stuff, and great storyline. So get ready, read this, and check it out, man. So y'all, I want to thank you for listening today. You know what I'm saying? That concludes our podcast. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Walker Jr. Please check out our website at soundvision.com for all the cool, awesome stuff we got right now. Beanies, sweaters, bomber jackets, the t-shirts I just showed y'all, Bata's footwear line, you know what I mean? We got the new sport ones, we got the wedges right there, you know what I'm saying? We got all kinds of cool stuff, glasses cases, phone cases, and we got this new phone case now. It's a flip phone case. It covers your phone. You can put your credit cards in it, you can put your money in it. It's just all in one phone case, man. It protects your phone real well. So, you know what I'm saying? And please subscribe to our podcast, which has officially moved to our YouTube channel, but I also stream it on my Facebook page too as well. You know what I'm saying? On our reels, you know, check it out. Give us a 5-star rating. Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? And please check out our social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all at Sound Vision. Social media is where it's at. A lot of artists, some of us don't even know how to use social media. If you don't, you're kind of behind the wayside. You got to use it. You can keep doing the old-fashioned way, which is to be like those people that want to strictly go to the library, or you can also go to the internet and use the information there. So social media to me is a great platform. My YouTube channel is getting bigger than I ever thought it would. And I didn't know how to use YouTube at all. So I taught myself. YouTube is a great platform. It's number one as far as I'm concerned. TikTok is number 2, depends on who you ask. Facebook is great too as well. Instagram and Twitter are last. You know what I'm saying? That depends on what you like. So y'all, social media platforms are on and popping. And please, don't forget to review us. Rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.